sensor. The two testers is like gold and brass. No one else. It's probably beauty or an usher. And then full stick. And then you'll do flat cloud. It's just sticking actually being big, and then they're fishing's gonna wait for 3 bells typically.
Yes, and that's not it. But I know it's where to get.
Welcome to the Buddhist Temple of Toledo and our special ceremony today commemorating the Buddha's death. Please be seated. We begin on page 2 of the staple liturgy book with the daily liturgy Gata of Atonement. Gata of Atonement, all evil karma ever committed by me since of old, on account of my beginningless greed, anger, and ignorance, born of my body, mouth, and thought, now I atone for it all evil karma ever committed by me since of old, on account of my beginningless greed, anger, and ignorance, born of my body, mouth, and thought, now I atone for it all evil karma ever committed by me since of old, on account of my beginningless greed, anger, and ignorance, born of my body, mouth, and thought, now I atone for it all. Nikaya 3 refuges, Buddham Sarnam Gacchami, Buddham Sarnam Gacchami, Dhammam Sarnam Gacchami, Dhammam Sarnam Gacchami, Sangham Sarnam Gacchami. I take refuge in Buddha. I take refuge in Buddha. I take refuge in Dharma. I take refuge in Dharma. I take refuge in Sangha. I take refuge in Sangha. The 5 remembrances. I am of the nature to grow old. There is no way to escape growing old. I am of the nature to have ill health. There is no way to escape having ill health. I am of the nature to die. There is no way to escape death. All that is dear to me and everyone I love are of the nature of change. There is no way to escape being separated from them. My deeds are my closest companions. I am the beneficiary of my deeds. My deeds are the ground on which I stand. I am of the nature to grow old. There is no way to escape growing old. I am of the nature to have ill health. There is no way to escape having ill health. I am of the nature to die. There is no way to escape death. All that is dear to me and everyone I love are of the nature of change. There is no way to escape being separated from them. My deeds are my closest companions. I am the beneficiary of my deeds. My deeds are the ground on which I stand. I am of the nature to grow old. There is no way to escape growing old. I am of the nature to have ill health. There is no way to escape having ill health. I am of the nature to die. There is no way to escape death. All that is dear to me and everyone I love are of the nature of change. There is no way to escape being separated from them. My deeds are my closest companions. I am the beneficiary of my deeds. My deeds are the ground on which I stand. This precious human life, rarely encountered, is easily lost. Now that I have life and opportunity, may I practice the Dharma wholeheartedly. Mahayana Refuge. In my heart, I take refuge in Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha. May I liberate suffering beings and bring them to great joy. May the compassionate spirit of love grow within me, that I may actualize the great way. In my heart, I take refuge in Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha. May I liberate suffering beings and bring them to great joy. May the compassionate spirit of love grow within me, that I may actualize the great way. In my heart, I take refuge in Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha. May I liberate suffering beings and bring them to great joy. May the compassionate spirit of love grow within me, that I may actualize the great way. Invocation of the lineage. I give thanks for the guidance of my teachers, for the lineage of teachers before them. I give thanks and offerings for their devoted practice of generosity, moral discipline, patience, joyful effort, concentration, wisdom, skillful means, unshakable vow, spiritual powers, and awakened awareness for my benefit. May their years of life be lengthened, and may their vows be completely realized, and may I cultivate these perfections with their guidance. 7 practices of the Bodhisattva. I bow down in body, speech, and mind. I offer the best I have to give, both real and imagined, to fill the space between us. I regret and purify all transgressions. I rejoice in all virtues. I request you to remain until total enlightenment. I request wise and compassionate guidance. I dedicate my merit for the sake of all things. Generating love and compassion. May all sentient beings be free from clinging and hatred, being close to some and distant from others. How wonderful it would be. May this be accomplished. I will free them from clinging and hatred. Bless me to accomplish this. May all sentient beings enjoy happiness and the causes of happiness. How wonderful it would be. May this be accomplished. I will bring them happiness and the causes of happiness. Bless me to accomplish this. May all sentient beings be freed from suffering and the causes of suffering. How wonderful it would be. May this be accomplished. I will free them from suffering and the causes of suffering. Bless me to accomplish this. May all sentient beings have the joy that has never known suffering. May they be free from clinging, hatred, jealousy, miserliness, doubt, pride, wrong view, ignorance, and dualistic thoughts. How wonderful it would be. May this be accomplished. I will bring them to this state. Bless me to accomplish this. The readings for today, there will be two. The first is the Buddha's Last Instruction, a poem by Mary Oliver, which I will read and for everyone to hear and take in. And we will be going directly from that straight into Be Your Own Light, which you have a copy of at your seat. And so when you hear the clappers, please join in and read Be Your Own Light along with me. The Buddha's Last Instruction. Make of yourself a light, said the Buddha before he died. I think of this every morning as the east begins to tear off its many clouds of darkness, to send up the first signal, a white fan streaked with pink and violet, even green. An old man, he lay down between two sala trees, and he might have said anything, knowing this was his final hour. The light burns upward, it thickens and settles over the fields. Around him, the villagers gathered and stretched forward to listen. Even before the sun itself hangs, disattached in the blue air, I am touched everywhere by its ocean of yellow waves. No doubt he thought of everything that had happened in his difficult life. And then I feel the sun itself as it blazes over the hills like a million flowers on fire. Clearly, I'm not needed, yet I feel myself turning into something of inexplicable value. Slowly beneath the branches, he raised his head. He looked at the faces of the frightened crowd. Be your own light. The Buddha spoke again to Venerable Ananda. It may be, Ananda, that some of you will say, without the Buddha, the sublime teacher, there is no teacher for us. No, Ananda, you should not think in this way. Whatever doctrine and discipline taught and made known by me will be your teacher when I am gone. Then the Buddha, addressing the other monks, said, if any amongst you has any doubts as to the Buddha, the teaching, or the order of monks, ask me now, so that afterwards you may have no cause to regret that you did not ask me while I was still with you. But at these words, none of the monks said anything. None had any questions, and all of them were silent. For the second and third time, the Buddha addressed the monks in this way. And the second and third time, all the monks were silent. The Buddha said, "Perhaps it may be out of respect for the teacher that you do not question me. Let a friend, O disciples, tell it to another friend." Still the disciples remained silent. Then Venerable Ananda spoke to the Buddha. "It is wonderful. It is marvelous, Lord. I do believe that in all this great company of monks, there is not a single one who has doubts or questions about the Buddha, the teaching or the order of monks, or the path and the method of training and conduct. With you, Ananda," said the Buddha, "this may be a matter of faith and belief. But Ananda, I know that not one single monk gathered here has any doubt or question about these things. Of all the 500 monks here, Ananda, he who is the most backward is a Satipana, not subject to fall back to a lower state of existence, but is certain to be destined for enlightenment. O Ananda, my body is old and decaying, and my journey is drawing to its close. I am turning 80 years of age. Just like a worn-out cart, my body is neither sturdy nor strong. Have I not taught you before that for birth and for death there is a time, and that there is no one who once born is not bound to death? Born in this world, I have discovered the path to nirvana and severed the root of delusion. Therefore, after I am gone, be not negligent about this Dharma. O Ananda, let yourself be your light and your refuge. Seek no other refuge. Let the Dharma be your light and your refuge. Seek no other refuge. Kids and Dharma school teachers, please meet at the back of the room for Dharma school. Everyone else, please prepare for Zazen.
Please, teachers, explain the Buddha's death to us.
Well done, Reverend Shokai. Well done. I will explain the meaning of the Buddha's death. So there are other narratives that go into a little bit more detail about the Buddha's death. And one of them has him saying, just like an old cart that has been patched together with leather straps that are breaking, I, in my 80 years, are also patched together with leather straps that are breaking. It's said that he was on a pallet in a grove, Kushanagara. So remember this, we hear that when we do our male chant. He was born in Magadha, taught at Varanasi, entered nirvana at Kushanagara. So he's on this pallet between two trees. And trees are so important in Buddhism. Buddha was born under a tree. He came to awakening under a tree. And he died under trees. There's something there for us. We should investigate it. He was on the pallet, and all the straps and the sinews and the bones and all of the systems that function to keep us alive are shutting down. And Ananda asked a question, and he rolled up on his side, I believe it was his right side, and put his hand underneath his ear to prop himself up. And what we have here, I don't know if you can see that, is the children brought up a very modern expression of that experience of him giving his last teaching. This is quite wonderful, is it not? And interestingly, they made it so cosmic. You can see all of the stars and the snails and just lots of activity going on. And for those of you who have sort of a humanistic, kind of atheistic bent to your spirituality, you'll be very disappointed to know that there actually is a narration of the Buddha's death. When he died, the oceans boiled, right? And the heavens opened up in heavenly song, and there was the perfume of sandalwood everywhere pervading, and the earth trembled, and sounds a bit familiar, right? Now, remember, he was born 500 years approximately before the other guy. And there's also a story about him going up to Tushita, heaven, and then coming back to visit. And it was a woman disguised as a man that was the first one to see him. Sound familiar? Isn't that fascinating? So, yeah, all of the myth and the lore and the story surrounds the Buddha's death. And also this incredibly practical teaching, which is, I think, as modern folk, we can really wrap our brains around and really wrap our hearts around and really be nourished by. And I think that's part of the reason why Buddhism has just kind of like really taken hold in our culture right now, because we can in fact still be of a more humanist, atheistic kind of persuasion and have a spiritual practice. And at the same time, we can be, the most sort of cosmic dancer, stars flashing in and out of our life, and still be a Buddhist practitioner. And everybody gets to do their practice according to their light. And this is, in part, I think, the great gift that Buddha gave us. O Ananda, let yourself be your light and your refuge. Seek no other refuge. Let the Dharma be your light and your refuge. Seek no other refuge. So he's basically laying out, you've got everything you need, right? You've got your life, precious human life, easily lost, is rarely encountered. Now that we have life and opportunity, may we practice the Dharma wholeheartedly. That's why we say that every day. You should be doing your daily home liturgy every day. To continually remind ourselves that we were born as this light, and we're living as this light, and we're dying as this light. And this light pervades everywhere. It's not just like our little like treasure hidden somewhere in the flesh and the bones, This light is boundless, has no obstacle. So we could even say that what I call the samsaric ego, that in our mind, which would continually seduce us to the darkness and to ill will and to hatred and greed, and that list of things that we also say every day that obstruct our awakening, that make it hard for us to acknowledge that we are this light pervading everywhere. So that leads us to the second part of the Buddha's instruction. Let the Dharma be your light. So you're born with the light. You're struggling, we're all struggling a little bit to like find it and to manifest it and to like let it shine and having it kind of like go out and come back on. The Dharma is what is like instructions to the humans. This is how you let your light shine. So it's pretty simple, which is weird, because you'd think, life seems so complicated, right? But actually, if we just practice the Dharma, we will let our light shine. It's really not that hard. There's a little bit of cognitive framework that you need, not much. It's mostly called the Four Noble Truths. Life is suffering. Life is like not quite rightness. Life is sand in the swimsuit, no matter how nice the day is on the beach. Right? And we know this. There's a cause for our suffering. We know where the sand comes from. And the cause for our suffering, of course, is our negative emotions, right? Greed, anger, ignorance are the three biggies. And there's an end to our suffering. We can stop obscuring the light of our life and the light of others. We can stop trying to dim other people's light too. Ah, what a relief to the soul to know that there's a way for us to stop dimming the light, not only of ourselves, but others. I remember when I was younger, I was so absolutely devastated by the thought of, oh my God, my life is going to be harming all these people. What? Wait, I can't have that happen. I was like, it was paralyzing to me, actually. So, we've got the Dharma, we've got ourselves, we've got everything we need. One more ingredient, and that is practice. Take it up, make it your own, do the work. Trust me, it's a lot easier to practice the Dharma than to not practice the Dharma. We all know how our life goes when we're like just pushed and pulled by whatever karmic moment we're in. Usually not very well. Remember, the tip in the gravitational pull is always towards bad shit, negative karma, right? It just like it sucks you in. And of course, he didn't say this, but I think he was kind of implying it, or already like it was so obvious to him that he didn't feel like he even needed to say it, which is that you have each other. We have each other to practice with. I mean, look at this room. I mean, how inspiring to see all of you practicing the Dharma. And of course, remember, the most important thing is that your practice is for yourself, make no mistake, but it is also for others. And it is on the basis of awakening others that we come to full and complete Buddhahood. That's an interesting statement, worthy of exploration. In like kind of Buddhist jargon, that's called bodhicitta. Raise the mind of bodhicitta. Raise the mind of enlightenment, of awakening. And that mind is something like this. For the sake of all beings, to bring all beings to full and complete Buddhahood, I will enlighten in this lifetime. If you find your way into that, your light will surely shine. May it be so.
The Jisha is going to gather the Dharma school students and teachers, and not unlike a good Irish wake, there will be food at this commemoration of the Buddha's death, and that's a common tradition across many cultures, food for ancestors, for the Day of the Dead, etc. And so we're going to be shifting gears with the arrival of the children from a more somber, solemn commemoration into a little bit more of the feeding of ourselves and offering blessings, etc. Could the teachers give an explanation of offering the cookies and what eating them later means? Please?
You can do that one.
Hold on.
Ah, cookie! Ah, cookie!
Thank you for your teaching. Do I want to say more? I think you covered it.
What are we actually waiting for at this moment?
Well, the children are going to rejoin us, but I believe we're ready to transition into the offering and the Heart
So let's
Sutra.
explain the offering.
So in a moment, we're going to stand and we'll be chanting the Heart Sutra. And much like at the beginning of Ongo, where we all come up and sign the scroll, we will be taking part in making offerings to the teachers and to the Buddha in very much a way that is associated with a Nehan, is we have these lovely Dharma cookies. And as we say in Yugen, we'll be up there to give you a little tray of cookies, which you can make as a ceremonial offering to the teachers. And in this way, we engage in this exchange that mirrors the Sangha's last engagement with the historical Buddha at the original Nehan. And all the while, we'll be chanting the Heart Sutra. And when we get to the end part, the Gate Gate Paragate, we're just going to hold there until we all have the opportunity to come up and make our offering. So please stand for the chanting of the Heart Sutra.
Great Prajna Paramita Heart Sutra. Avalokiteshvara Bodhisattva practicing deep Prajna Paramita clearly saw that all five skandhas are empty, transforming all suffering and distress. Shariputra, Om is no other than emptiness, emptiness, no other than form, form is exactly emptiness, emptiness, no exactly form, sensation, perception, mental reaction. action, consciousness are also like this. Shariputra, all things are essentially empty, not born, not destroyed, not stained, not pure, without loss, without gain. Therefore, in emptiness, there is no form, no sensation, perception, mental reaction, consciousness, no eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind, no color, sound, smell, taste, touch, object of thought, no seeing, and so on, to no thinking, no ignorance, and also no ending of ignorance, and so on, to no old age and death, and also no ending of old age and death, no suffering, cause of suffering, cessation, path, no wisdom, and no attainment, since there is nothing to attain. The Bodhisattva lives by prajnaparamita, with no hindrance in the mind, no hindrance, and therefore no fear, far beyond delusive thinking. Right here is nirvana. All Buddhas of past, present, and future live by prajnaparamita, attaining anuttara samyak sambodhi. Therefore know that prajnaparamita is the great sacred mantra, the great vivid mantra, the unsurpassed mantra, the supreme mantra, which completely removes all suffering. This is truth, not mere formality. Therefore set forth the prajnaparamita mantra, set forth this mantra, and proclaim gate, gate, para, gate, parasam, gate, bodhisattva, 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 gate, gate, para, gate, parasam, gate, Swaha Gate Gate Para Gate Parasam Gate Bodhi 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 Swaha Gate Gate Parasam Gate Parasam Gate Bodhi Swaha Gate Gate Para Gate Parasam Gate Bodhi Swaha. Infinite realms of light and dark convey the Buddha mind. All that is and we ourselves come forth in perfect harmony. We offer this sincere and devoted practice for the many beings of the 6 worlds and dedicate it in grateful thanks to the strength and sound practice of the great Heartland Sangha and its teachers. May our virtuous actions be clear from all interferences, and may our vows be fully realized. We especially dedicate these merits to Joe, Lorelei, Debbie, Joe, Barb, and Sadie, Katrina, may their ills be healed, and Julie Roth and William McGinnis and their families at the time of their deaths, and to those whose names we hold in the silence of our hearts, as well as those names we now voice aloud. May we live in perfect peace with Buddha Dharma, and may we realize the Buddha way together. All Buddhas throughout
Let me respectfully remind you, life and death are of supreme importance. Time swiftly passes by and opportunity is lost. Each of us should strive to awaken. Awaken, take heed. Do not squander your life.
That concludes the Nehan service this evening, or this morning, afternoon. Timeless time. Did you want to?
The lights go up, the lights go down. Who knows what time of day it is? At the conclusion of our service, before you leave, we would like to invite everyone to come up to the altar and have a cookie, a Dharma cookie, and enjoy in this offering. I believe there are other announcements before the end of service.
There are cookies for people with dietary restrictions, such as gluten-free, egg-free, to the left, if anyone needs. And they are marked with little sticky notes under them.
Welcome everyone who's here today for the first time or who's a newer member to the Sangha. There are so many ways to do what Doan said today in terms of deepening your practice that I am not going to tell you about them all. But there are so many over the next couple weeks. I encourage you to pick up a calendar by our front reception desk and look at them. And if you have any questions or want to engage with one, see me or one of the other priests or Shokin students to find out what all those things are about. Thank you. Look forward to practicing with you.
I'm Eka. I just wanted to put a friendly reminder that February 11th, this coming Saturday, is Teen Dharma at 6 o'clock here at the temple. If you know a teen that's interested, please send them our way.
Hi, my name's Bujo. So just so everyone knows, the Dharma kids today, before service, finished our Nihon scroll. So that is their work from this morning. And also on the table just outside the kitchen, there are more cookies and also pictures that they did today during Dharma school. One more thing, I put a post out on Facebook about this, but tomorrow evening at 5:30, anyone who would like to participate, we're meeting here at the temple to chant the Loving Kindness Sutra, kind of a special arrangement of it, and a service for universal worship that will actually be on Zoom. So we will be participating on Zoom, but we're going to do it here because we have the nice, well, it's the temple, it's nice. So if you're interested in participating in that, please come see me kind of like right now, and then we will figure out when we're going to rehearse this later, like maybe after we eat, because the thing is tomorrow. So thank you.
And one last announcement about our participation with the Multi-Faith Council of Northwest Ohio. Next Sunday at 3 o'clock from 3 to 4:30 at the Sanger Branch Library, we will be participating in Holy Days. It will be the Buddhists, the Baha'is, and the Christians. We will each speak about a holy day in our tradition. We'll be talking about Bodhi Day. It'll be a lot of fun. It's absolutely kid-friendly. And typically they get 40 to 50 people at these events. So if you could represent Buddhism, please come along after service, after we eat, and we'll see you there. Thank you.
And there's a potluck. Don't forget to stay for food. Please restore the Zendo.